What if I told you that Monday Night Raw just got infinitely more dangerous? What if I told you that the most dominant force in recent WWE history, a man who held championship gold with an iron grip for over 270 days, a man who dismantled every single challenger put in front of him, has just been unleashed on the red brand? And what if I told you that Adam Pearce, the general manager of Raw, didn't just sign him, he practically warned the entire roster that their careers are about to get a whole lot harder? Ladies and gentlemen, the landscape of Monday Night Raw has been shaken to its absolute core, and if you're not paying attention right now, you're going to miss the beginning of something monumental. Oba Femi is officially a member of Raw, and the WWE Universe is about to witness domination like never before. Let me paint you a picture of what happened on this week's episode of Monday Night Raw. The show was already electric. We had championship contenders circling like sharks, rivalries reaching boiling points, and the usual chaos that comes with the most unpredictable show in sports entertainment. But nobody, and I mean absolutely nobody, saw this coming. The arena was packed, the crowd was hot, and then, out came Adam Pearce. Now, whenever Pearce makes his way to the ring with that serious look on his face, you know something big is about to go down. He's not the type of general manager who comes out just to fill time. When Adam Pearce grabs that microphone, it means the foundation of Raw is about to shift. Pearce stood in the center of the ring, and you could feel the anticipation radiating through the arena. He talked about how Raw has always been the flagship show, the home of the biggest stars, the most intense competition, and the most unforgettable moments in WWE history. He talked about how every single week, the superstars on Raw go to war, pushing themselves to the absolute limit to prove they belong at the top of this industry. And then, he said something that made everyone in that building lean forward in their seats. He said that to keep Raw at the pinnacle, to ensure that the competition remains unmatched, he had to make a decision that would change everything. He said he had to bring in someone who embodies everything Raw stands for. Someone who is ruthless, relentless, and absolutely unstoppable. And then, the words that sent shockwaves through the WWE Universe. Adam Pearce announced that Oba Femi is the newest member of Monday Night Raw. The place erupted. Some fans were in absolute disbelief, mouths hanging open, trying to process what they just heard. Others were on their feet, knowing exactly what this meant for the future of the red brand. And the rest? They were nervously looking around, realizing that their favorite superstars just got a whole lot more competition. Now, if you're not familiar with Oba Femi, let me bring you up to speed, because this man is not just another signing. This isn't some developmental talent getting a shot on the main roster. This is a proven destroyer, a man who has left a trail of broken bodies and shattered dreams in his wake. Oba Femi dominated NXT like few others ever have. When he captured the NXT North American Championship, it wasn't just a title reign, it was a statement. It was a warning. For over 270 days, Oba Femi held the championship, and during that time, he didn't just defend it. He demolished anyone who dared step into the ring with him. Challengers came and went, each one believing they had what it takes to dethrone the king, and each one learned the hard way that Oba Femi operates on a different level. What makes Oba Femi so terrifying is the combination of his physical dominance and his wrestling intelligence. This man stands like a tower, built like he was carved from granite, with power that can end a match in seconds. But it's not just brute strength. Femi wrestles with precision, with strategy, with the kind of ring awareness that separates good wrestlers from truly elite competitors. He knows when to strike, when to wear down his opponent, and when to unleash absolute devastation. He's methodical, he's calculating, and he's absolutely merciless. Think about some of the names he's defeated. Rising stars who were supposed to be the future of NXT found themselves humbled by Oba Femi. Veterans who thought their experience would give them the edge discovered that experience means nothing when you're facing someone who simply refuses to lose. Match after match, Femi proved that he wasn't just a champion by circumstance. He was a champion because he was better, stronger, and more determined than everyone else. And now, he's on Raw. Just let that sink in for a moment. The same man who ran roughshod over NXT is now sharing a locker room with some of the biggest names in all of professional wrestling. Seth Rollins, Gunther, GUSO, Drew McIntyre, Chad Gable, Bronson Reed, the list goes on and on. These are established main eventers, former world champions, superstars who have headlined WrestleMania. And now, Oba Femi is in the mix. The question isn't if he's going to make an impact. The question is who's going to be the first victim? Adam Pearce didn't mince words when he made this announcement. He looked directly into the camera and told the Raw roster that they better be ready, because Oba Femi didn't come here to make friends. He didn't come here to work his way up slowly. He came here to dominate, to conquer, and to prove that he belongs at the very top of the WWE hierarchy. Pierce practically issued a warning to his own roster, acknowledging that the competition just became infinitely more dangerous. And you know what? That takes guts. That takes a general manager who isn't afraid to shake things up, even if it means his job becomes 10 times harder because now he has to manage a locker room filled with egos, rivalries, and a newcomer who might just bulldoze through everyone. The reactions backstage have been fascinating. Some superstars have remained silent, probably watching footage of Oba Femi's work in NXT, strategizing, trying to figure out how to deal with this new threat. Others have taken to social media, posting cryptic messages, some seemingly welcoming the challenge, others making it clear they're not intimidated. But you can bet that behind closed doors, there are conversations happening. Alliances might be forming. Game plans are being drawn up. Because when someone like Oba Femi arrives, the entire power structure is in jeopardy. Imagine being a mid-card champion right now. You've worked your entire career to get to this point, you're holding gold, you're getting momentum, and then Oba Femi shows up. Do you think he's going to wait his turn? Do you think he's going to respect the so-called pecking order? Absolutely not. This is a man who took what he wanted in NXT, and there's no reason to believe he'll operate any differently on Raw. If you're holding a championship, you just became a target. If you're in line for a title opportunity, you just got competition that might run right through you. And let's talk about the main event scene. Raw's main event picture has been incredibly competitive, with multiple superstars vying for the top spot, for a chance at the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, you throw Oba Femi into that mix, and everything changes. Can you imagine Femi going head-to-head with someone like Seth Rollins? The Architect versus the Annihilator? Or picture Oba Femi standing across the ring from Gunther, two absolute forces of nature colliding in what could be one of the most hard-hitting matches in Raw history? The possibilities are endless, and every single one of them is absolutely mouth-watering. What's even more intriguing is the question of how Oba Femi will be utilized. Will he immediately be thrust into a major storyline? Will Adam Pearce book him in a showcase match to introduce him to the Raw audience in devastating fashion? Or will Femi take matters into his own hands, calling out a specific superstar, demanding competition, and making it clear that he's not here to wait for opportunities to be handed to him? Knowing Femi's history, I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up next week and immediately inserts himself into the most high-profile situation possible. There's also the matter of potential alliances. In today's WWE, factions and stables are more prominent than ever. Could Oba Femi align himself with an existing group, adding his dominance to their collective power? Or is he the type to remain a lone wolf, trusting only in his own abilities, refusing to share the spotlight with anyone? Based on what we've seen from him, Femi doesn't seem like someone who needs backup. He's proven time and time again that he can handle business on his own. But in the unpredictable world of WWE, you never know when circumstances might lead to unexpected partnerships. The WWE Universe is already buzzing with fantasy matchups and dream scenarios. Social media has been absolutely flooded with reactions to this announcement. Fans are debating who should face Oba Femi first. Some want to see him immediately go after championship gold. Others think he should work his way through the roster, leaving a trail of destruction, building momentum until he's undeniable as a #1 contender. There are those who want to see fresh matchups, superstars who've never faced Femi before, testing themselves against his power. And then there are fans who are genuinely concerned for their favorites, worried that Oba Femi might derail the pushes of superstars they've been invested in for months or even years. And you know what? Those concerns are valid. When someone as dominant as Oba Femi arrives, there are going to be casualties. Not everyone survives the initial impact. Some superstars will rise to the challenge and elevate their game, proving they belong in the same conversation. Others will fall by the wayside, exposed by the presence of someone who operates at a higher level. That's the nature of this business. That's what makes it so compelling. The cream rises to the top, and Oba Femi is about to separate the contenders from the pretenders. Adam Pearce's decision to bring Oba Femi to Raw also speaks volumes about the direction of the brand. This is a statement signing. This tells everyone, from the superstars in the back to the fans watching at home, that Raw is committed to being the most competitive, most exciting show in all of professional wrestling. This isn't about playing it safe. This is about taking risks, making bold moves, and ensuring that every single week, something must-see is happening. And with Oba Femi now part of the equation, you better believe that Raw just became even more unpredictable. Looking ahead, the next few weeks are going to be absolutely crucial. How will Oba Femi be introduced to the Raw audience in his first match? Who will Adam Pearce choose as his opponent, or will Femi choose for himself? What kind of statement will he make? Will it be a quick, dominant victory that establishes him immediately as a top-tier threat? Or will it be a longer, more grueling contest that showcases not just his power but his endurance, his technical ability, his complete skill set? Either way, the WWE Universe is going to be watching with intense anticipation. And let's not forget the ripple effects this will have on ongoing storylines. Rivalries that were already heating up might now have a third party inserted, complicating things in fascinating ways. Champions who thought they knew who their next challengers would be now have to account for a wildcard who could emerge from nowhere and demand what he believes he deserves. The general manager himself, Adam Pearce, might find his authority tested as Oba Femi makes demands, crosses lines, and operates according to his own rules. This is what makes professional wrestling so incredible. It's not just about the matches, although those are phenomenal. It's about the stories, the characters, the unpredictability, the moments that make you jump out of your seat or sit in stunned silence, trying to process what you just witnessed. Oba Femi coming to Raw is one of those moments. This is the kind of announcement that shifts the entire trajectory of a brand, that creates new possibilities, new dream matches, new storylines that we haven't even imagined yet. So where does Monday Night Raw go from here? With Oba Femi now part of the roster, the answer is simple: anywhere it wants. The potential is limitless. The excitement is off the charts. And every single superstar on that brand just got put on notice that complacency is no longer an option. You either step up your game, or you get stepped over by a man who has proven, beyond any shadow of a doubt, that he is one of the most dominant forces in all of WWE. Adam Pearce made the announcement. Oba Femi is officially a member of Raw. The WWE Universe is ready. The question is the Raw roster ready for what's coming? Because domination doesn't wait, destruction doesn't hesitate, and Oba Femi is here to reshape Monday Night Raw in his image. This is the beginning of a new era, and if you're not watching, you're going to miss history being made. Make sure you hit that like button, drop a comment telling me who you think should face Oba Femi first, and subscribe because we're going to be covering every single moment of this incredible journey. Raw just got a whole lot more dangerous, and I cannot wait to see what happens next.